Amazon's Alexa has told users that the 2020 presidential election was stolen by a massive amount of election fraud, causing Jeff Bezos' empire to scramble to explain the concerning content. An investigation by the Washington Post showed when the devices were asked if the election was stolen, they would cite unproven facts and say that electoral fraud had taken place. The Alexa said it was stolen by a massive amount of election fraud, while citing Rumble, a right-wing video streaming site. Amazon did not say why the machines use information from unvetted sources when answering questions posed by users. Amazon's Alexa has told users that the 2020 presidential election was stolen by a massive amount of election fraud, causing Jeff Bezos' empire to scramble to explain the concerning content. In another instance, Alexa cited Substack and said the race was notorious for many incidents of irregularities and indications pointing to electoral fraud taking place in major metro centers. Amazon claims they work with credible sources, such as Reuters, Ballotpedia and RealClear Politics. After being informed of the issue, the response given by the machine allegedly changed, reports the Post. Amazon spokeswoman Lauren Rainhild said in a statement, "These responses were errors that were delivered a small number of times, and quickly fixed when brought to our attention. We continually audit and improve the systems we have in place for detecting and blocking inaccurate content." Polling continues to show that former President Donald Trump convinced a large portion of Republican voters that President Joe Biden's 2020 win was illegitimate. A CNN poll released in August found that 69% of Republicans and Republican-leaning voters still believe Biden's win wasn't legitimate, up from 63% earlier this year. Among registered voters who cast a ballot for Trump in 2020, the numbers were even higher, with 75% expressing doubts that the last election was conducted properly. Overall, pollsters found that 38% of Americans currently believe the so-called big lie, while 61% say that Biden legitimately won the 2020 race. Among those 69% of Republican-leaning voters who expressed skepticism about the 2020 election, 39% said they believed there was solid evidence proving it was illegitimate. The other 30% simply said they had a suspicion that something was afoul. Another 29% of GOP-leaning voters believed that Biden's win was legitimate. Special counsel Jack Smith detailed how many people in Trump's circle were expressing to the president there was no evidence of widespread election fraud, including from the top tiers of the Department of Justice and the Director of National Intelligence. Federal prosecutors will need to show that Trump knew he was lying about election fraud in order to prove their case. Directly after the January 6 Capitol attack, 54% of Republican-leaning voters said they believed there was evidence proving the election had been stolen from Trump, the lie the ex-president was telling his supporters. Trump's 2024 Republican rivals tend to try to have it both ways. They've expressed skepticism about how the 2020 election was conducted, but won't say they believe Trump was the legitimate winner. The fresh polling showed widespread anxiety about U.S. elections. 50% of Americans said they felt it was at least somewhat likely that elected officials could successfully overturn the results of an election if their party didn't win. The Trump indictment laid out a scheme the ex-president pursued that included pressuring election officials, putting in place fake slates of electoral college electors and pushing Vice President Mike Pence to overturn the election during the joint session of Congress on January 6, 2021. A majority 58%. Said they are just a little or not at all confident that elections reflect the voters' will. Another 42% said they had at least some confidence elections are carried out properly. Only 13% of those polled said they are very confident in U.S. elections, which is the lowest percentage captured in CNN surveys since 2021. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel Jaxcey N24. Thank you for watching.